Hi everybody, welcome back to A Tranquil Life. My name is Cheryl. We're getting ready to start week 3 of the holiday grand plan, and I wanted to share with you how last week went for me. I'm very pleased with my progress. I did meet almost everything on my list. The first thing I'd like to do is fill in a bingo slot. My husband and I went magnet fishing. So we get to check that off. We need to get busy. It's already the 13th of the month. So, yay! One thing off the list. Lots more to go. All right. I picked up some things, a couple things for my menu planning. I filled in the pantry inventory. I wrote down what I had bought as per my list, what my assignment was, so that I wouldn't forget that I have those. Still need a freezer inventory. My refrigerator is acting up right now, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that and where we're going to be with that. So we'll see. As far as living room week, I got everything done except clean and organize the bookshelf, because my husband has to tell me which books he wants to keep and which ones he can purge. So I'm kind of waiting on him to do that. I have to get on him, but I'm going to, anything that I don't complete, I will be moving to the next week so that I can revisit it and get it done. For my living room week, I wrote down some things that I love about fall. Pumpkin spice coffee, apple cinnamon tarts, which I've been burning and I am in love. I forgot how much I love those. Crows and blackbirds, it seems like they're moving around and they're cawing, and it's just a wonderful sound. It lets me know that fall is on the way. The sound of chainsaws. Everyone is cutting wood and getting ready for the winter, and the chainsaws mean that, you know, fall is coming too. Love it. I did not set up my wrapping station because it occurred to me that the best place for me to wrap is my dining room table. I have an 8-foot long farm table. That is the best place for me to wrap, and until I get in the dining room and get that, I don't want to take anything in there that I'm going to have to take out when I clean to put back in. So I did not do that. I'm going to have to give that some thought. I did get all of my cards and tape, scissors. I did not order the address labels, but I got everything in one spot as far as the cards, Christmas cards and all of that. I did the freezer meal. I did a taco meat and froze that, because I think what we're going to do for Christmas Eve, like I said, Christmas Eve we nosh and open presents, so it's more of a just a it's not a traditional meal on Christmas Eve, but a nacho table. I saw this idea and I am just in love with it. We're going to try it for Christmas Eve. Like I said, I've got a huge long dining room table, and what you do is you pick up one of those plastic tablecloths at the Dollar Tree and cover the table, and then put like wax paper or parchment paper down the center of the table, and then you get nacho chips and tortilla chips and put them in a pile all down that paper. You make the taco toppings, the nacho toppings, like lettuce, tomato, cheese, a pepper. You know, you can like put pepper on part of it, not on the other. Sour cream, guac, things like that, and the meat, and you pour the meat and the lettuce and the tomato, everything on the chips, so that it's in one big pile. It's one big pile of nachos, Everyone sits around the table and just eats from the center. You don't have to have plates or anything. Everybody just sits at the table and just eats from the center pile of nachos. I think that is a neat idea, and we are going to try it this year. We've got a lot of, well, a lot. We've got five children, and like I said, I don't know how many of them will be here for Christmas Eve, but they all have girlfriends and boyfriends, and for that age group, you know, late teens, early 20s, and you know, they're really going to like that, I think. So the nacho table is one of the plans that I have, and I am making, like I said, the nacho meat, the taco meat, so that all I have to do on Christmas Eve is heat that up and pour it over the nachos and over the tortilla chips, and that'll be all I have to do. So I've got 3 pounds of hamburger already done, and I plan on doing 3 more pounds, because that'll keep, you know, if we only have 2 or 3 kids and we just need 3 pounds, then you know, that meat will keep so that we can use it later. So that's the plan for Christmas Eve, and that's what I did. I bought dried cranberries and white chocolate chips. I make a white chocolate chip cranberry cookie every Christmas. That's one of my things. I bought some freezer containers. They're not here yet, but I bought some that were highly recommended from the lady that I linked you to last week. So I'm hoping to get those, and I bought the freezer bags. I bought 2 gifts. I purged 5 things, and I did some other things. So living room week is a success, except for the bookshelf. Now, let's move on into week 3. Week 3 is technically the entryway or foyer week. So let's get into this. Welcome to week 3 of the Holiday Grand Plan. This week we tackle deep cleaning and decluttering our entryway or foyer to create a welcoming entrance to the home for the holiday guests. Holiday prep chores focus on baking and kitchen as we plan our baked goods and start stocking up for holiday meals. More printable forms help our Holiday Grand Plan notebooks grow. Ready? Let's get organized with Entry Foyer Week at the Holiday Grand Plan. Okay, I don't have an entryway or foyer, so my week is going to be paperwork week. I'm going to sort paperwork and photos, and that's going to be the focus of my week. If you are doing the entryway or foyer, if you have that, if it applies to you, the Holiday Grand Plan is linked below. There is a wonderful list by Katie Leckie that you can follow to check off everything that you should be looking at, should be cleaning, should be doing for your entryway or foyer this week. And like it's very user-friendly as far as making it what you need. So if you need to follow that for your home, then please go over there and make your checklist of things that you need to do based on what she's got for the Holiday and Home Plan. Our holiday prep is the same regardless if you're doing entryway, foyer, if you've switched it to another room. Our holiday prep is the same. So I'm going to be adding these things to my list. I've already written down some things that I didn't want to forget to put on here. So photo boxes, I need to pick up some photo boxes. So I will see what Amazon has for that. I need to pick up a filing cabinet. I've already spoken with my husband about that. I'm try to get a used one, because sometimes you can find a used one a lot. They're not cheap. They're not. I was surprised when I looked at the prices of them. Still need to get this is my to-buy list. Still need to get my address labels ordered. So I still need to do that. I just didn't. The bookshelf, I do need to clean and organize bookshelf from last week. So I will be revisiting that this week and getting that knocked off of my list for last week. And then I also need to call an exterminator. We have spiders. I've noticed quite a few spiders that are coming in the house, and my husband said that there's quite a few in the basement, so we need to get that taken care of. As far as the to buy, I'll be adding things as I think of them, and I'll put my the 2 gifts. You know, I'm trying to buy 2 gifts a week, so I'll also look at that. The remember section will be a memory that I have of paperwork week, so I will be plugging that in. My holiday prep, let's see, 1 batch of holiday goodies. These are to be frozen quite a ways out, so make sure whatever you choose will be okay, you know, by Christmas. You can do some cookie dough. That you know, keeps really well, so but be sure and look at the best way to store it in your freezer so that it doesn't get freezer burn before you need to make it. So holiday goodie, 1 extra meal. Things are getting real now, guys. Things are getting real. 2 canned foods. I'll probably pick up pumpkin. There's not many canned food items that I really need, but like cream, evaporated milk, or condensed milk, things like that. Okay, keep 2 boxes in a pantry area or storage place to put these in so that they are not used in everyday cooking. Make sure to label them so when food drives start, your holiday supply stays intact and the food drive gets the food purchased for it. Very good idea. I have a corner cabinet that I use for my baking needs, and we typically don't go into that cabinet because we know what's in there. So that's where I'll be storing all of my holiday things, and I'll make sure my husband knows. Don't be going in that cabinet. Buy all supplies for homemade gifts. Package each project with directions and other information in zipper, food storage bag, and place in a basket or box in craft or sewing area. Homemade gifts, I'm not sure I'm going to be doing any of those. I had thought about doing some chocolate covered spoons. Those are always neat little gifts to give. You dip a plastic spoon in chocolate and then wrap it and put a pretty ribbon around it, and then they can use it to stir their coffee. I think that I've made those before, and they're wonderful little gifts. I was thinking about that, and then I was also thinking about some like cookie mixes in jars. So I'm going to give some more thought to that. I have a relatively small Christmas list because our kids haven't started having kids yet. So my Christmas list is not that extensive, but there are neighbors, and my husband has some friends on the fire department that, you know, we would like to just present some little something to. So that may be something I give some thought to. Well, I will, because it's on the list. And then buy film, camera batteries, blank videotapes, hide them, write yourself a note. Now, the film and blank videotapes, that's kind of dated, but, you know, if that still applies, it might be an SD card that you need. You might need an extra SD card you might need, you know, to maybe clean out your phone of pictures that you no longer want, so that you're making room for Christmas pictures. You know, it just depends on what you need, like I said, what applies to you. So I will give some thought and to homemade gifts. Not sure. I'll put a question mark there. And then as far as the film, camera batteries, and etc., I recently backed up my photos and then deleted them from my phone, so that's already done. So that one really doesn't apply. That is the start for me for paperwork week, and I will decorate this up a little bit, zhuzh it up, and get started on this. So that's it for this week for the holiday grand plan. I hope your planning is going well. I hope you're having fun with it. Like I said, just meld it and make it work for you. It's a very flexible, very fluid plan. You don't have to pressure yourself. You know, spread your things out to where you can handle it. If you're working full time, especially because you know your time is very limited. This will be so helpful if you are working. This will be so helpful. Trust me. Trust me. Come December, you know, all of the extra time and effort that you're putting in now will definitely be worth it. And you'll be so glad you did this. So until I see you next Sunday for week 4, happy planning.